You would never go into retirement without money in the bank. Why are we planning for retirement in all these other ways, but we're not saying we need muscle in our body?
Welcome back to the Health is Wealth Connection. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates with so many women, specifically those over the age of 40 that are navigating the world of health and wellness and weight loss. So today, Brandy is joined by Hollie Nicholson, who's an expert in this field. Let's get into it. Thank you all so much for being here.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Hollie Nicholson, and she does the Strong Method as her company, and we're so happy to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So something that a lot of our patients struggle with, perimenopause, menopause, and this is something that we both see patients in this range. So Hollie's built this amazing company that she's now worldwide. So you have to check her out. It's pretty cool. Can you tell me what inspired you to start helping women in this age range?
Yeah. Well, I like to say that it's kind of like a COVID accident in all reality. So I was training people on the side. I was a stay-at-home mom, training people in my gym, teaching so many group fitness classes per week, and COVID happened. And so I started teaching programs on Zoom. When I say programs, it wasn't a full program. It was like just one workout a week. And when people went back to the gym, I was like, okay, this is over. See y'all later. Go back to the gym. And people were like, well, I didn't go to the gym. I was only a runner, or I just did cardio. I didn't lift weights. And you taught me to become less intimidated with weights. So can you actually like make a full program? So that was kind of my inspiration, right? And I did a first session back in 2020. I did an 8-week session, and I had 40 people sign up. And then
that's still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, it's over. Now really, y'all go back to the gym.
Yes.
And they were like, no, you know, they kept saying there's just so many gaps in what they're learning and what people are putting out there. And it's intimidating to go to the gym. So it's intimidating to come up with a fitness program. Like you go to a doctor to get your hormones in check. Why aren't we using trainers to prescribe us the right exercises for our changing bodies? So once I realized, like, number one, this works. And number two, like I always say, like I'm the last trainer you'll ever need. I am the no BS guide to health and fitness for women in midlife. I was like, there's a gap. Like there is a huge gap from, 25-year-old influencers out there telling women what to do when they don't really know.
Exactly.
So for me, it was like, women in midlife don't need motivation. They don't need something else to have to think about or to micromanage. They just need a clear, smart plan that works for their bodies.
You're making it easy for them.
Yeah.
And I assume, because we talked a little about our similar age range, that you had your own life experiences that probably led you to this. Yeah,
for sure. I started teaching group fitness when I was 25 years old. So I've been teaching fitness for 16 years. I'm a former teacher.
Oh, wow.
I'm trained. I went to get my master's degree in school administration. So my plan was to become a principal.
Yeah.
And,
a little different.
Yeah, a little different. So I'm number one, an educator at heart. So that is always my first and foremost, like responsibility as a trainer is I want you to become a student of your own body, because that is kind of where I stepped in with my own thing. Like something was off when I turned about 37. I started to just feel I was so tired. I was worn out. My cravings were through the roof. And the reality of it is I was teaching 5, 7, 8 group fitness classes a week. I was lifting, I was running, and I didn't quite have that like muscle definition that I wanted. And I didn't feel great. So that was when I kind of had to say, there's something here that I am missing, even as a trainer and a fitness professional myself. What am I doing wrong?
Well, you're probably doing all the things you're doing in your 20s that work.
Exactly. I was under fueling and over exercising, and it just wasn't working anymore. So when I kind of figured that out for myself, it was like, okay, this is what a lot of people are doing. They gain weight and they're like, oh, what did I do in my 20s? I hopped on the elliptical. I hopped on the Stairmaster. I cut calories really, really low.
Oh, that's the worst. Yes.
and it didn't work.
So you're kind of talking about this, but the top 5 mistakes that people make. And you talked about not eating enough calories. For me, I grew up, a lot of my family's obese. I mean, majority of us, I fought with my weight my entire life. And I remember thinking, okay, restrict, because that's what we were told to do.
Right.
Fast. Well, right now that's not working, right? And
Right.
when we have these people and our hormones are fluctuating, getting enough protein for me was huge. And it's something I have to start within, just waking up. So tell us more, I guess, about the mistakes that women kind of our age are making.
You hit the nail on the head. They did in their 20s, isn't working anymore. Skipping meals, fasting. And you step in and tell me when you're like, no, Hollie, that's not right. When it works for some people, but for the majority of women, it is not good for us. And so we wake up and we think, okay, coffee and a protein bar is sufficient breakfast. Or coffee and 2 eggs. You're like, well, I'm eating 2 eggs. That's 12 grams of protein. That's all it is.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot. So really not prioritizing protein is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I see on the nutrition side of it. On the fitness side of it, it's really not prioritizing strength training. Being like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk or I'm going to go for a run because it's easy. Because that's what's easy for us to do, because we're like, well, what muscle group should I work? What exercise should I choose? And so we're choosing that instead of strength training, which is actually really the big dial mover.
100%,
and the other mistake that I see a lot is really giving the scale more credit. Like people give the scale all the credit. Like this is the one thing that's going to tell me. No, it actually isn't.
No. And it takes longer for that to move. All of us want to see a change in 2 weeks, right? And people get discouraged after 2 weeks. But I swear, even for me, I can do all the right stuff, but it's going to take 5 to 6 weeks to even see any really change on the scale. Not necessarily definition, or if I was doing inches or in bodies. And so people get disappointed and they quit.
Right. I always say that muscle is your body's 401k. This is what I tell my clients. I say patient. You say patients, I say clients.
That's okay.
This is what I tell my clients all the time. It's your 401k. You would never go into retirement without money in the bank. Why are we going into retirement? Why are we planning for retirement in all these other ways, but we're not saying we need muscle in our body? It's the one thing that's going to help our metabolism. It's 100%. The one thing that's going to prevent injury.
The activities of daily living, right? That's kind of where, and sorry to cut you off, but that's where health is wealth came from, right? Is that we can work so hard with our retirement funds, with saving and preparing for retirement, but then we're not healthy enough to enjoy it.
100%. Yeah. I always say my tagline is build a body you want to live in.
I love that.
And really that's what it's about, right? Like, yes, the mirror is great. And at the same time, are you able to do the things that you want to do? Why are we working so hard if when we retire, we can't go climb mountains or bike ride or ski with our kids?
Exactly.
We're working for nothing.
Going back to the fasting portion, we do completely agree upon this. And I do have some of my patients that do well, men, when they don't have their hormones actively moving. I still don't recommend it for a lot of them because I want them to have enough protein to build muscle, right? So it's not something I recommend a ton, but if I have some people who are busy and they need to have a window of eating, because otherwise it turns off that food noise for them, I could recommend it for them, but again, not often. Or my menopausal women who are far out in menopause. And they're like, Brandy, I crave sugars if I just eat during this window. So I tell those patients, I'm like, if that works for you, it's okay, but you've got to tell me you're getting enough protein within that window.
And I also, when I'm teaching my clients, I always say, I know we think that fasting is like this new trend, but it's been around for a long time. It's like the longest thing, right? If you look back to what our ancestors did, they ate with the sun. So let's just take out the word fasting and let's be done eating when the sun goes down and be okay starting your day with a protein forward meal when the sun comes up.
I love that. Yes, that's much better. I know I've seen on your stalking you.
That's okay.
That you've taken out alcohol. I love it. I'm seeing more of a trend of people taking out alcohol. And the older I get, the more I understand why. We are somebody who loves our glasses of red wine, but I will tell you, my weight is tied to alcohol. Your metabolism shuts down. I guess you can tell us more about alcohol and why you've taken it out.
I took out alcohol on May 13th, 2024. And I just woke up one day and said, I think I'm done drinking. There was no rock bottom moment. I would not classify myself as an alcoholic. I didn't even drink during the week. I was never pour a glass of wine by myself type of person ever, because number one, I get up at 5 a.m. So, but I just felt like I do everything to have a healthy body. I lift weights, I walk, I get sunshine, I eat all the right foods. I love dessert, but yes, I do all these things, but I'm still pouring ethanol in my body, and it just no longer felt aligned with my life. I realized I had a low functioning thyroid. And I only have half of, get into a little medical history. I only have half of a thyroid. I had half of it removed. I had a tumor when I was 17. So, there could be some, things there. And then I also had a lump in my breast in 2022. And I went down a rabbit hole then of like alcohol and breast cancer. 100%. And, I cut it out for like 60 days and then I was like, I'll moderate type thing. And I just like in the back of my head, I just had this like nagging, like, why am I doing all these things, but I'm still doing this? It's not healthy. It's not good for me. So I just cut it out. And when I coach my women, I say, if fat loss is the goal, alcohol and fat loss are never going to go hand in hand. It's going to make it much harder. And I know we're going to look back and say, well, when we were in our 20s, we drank and we did, but it's not the same anymore. And our hormones are different. And if it's waking you up at night, that should be like your first sign that like 100%. I should stop drinking, and when our body in general, our metabolism is going to take care of the alcohol first and foremost, because it recognizes it as a toxin in our body. So like if you're eating and you're drinking, it's like, get this toxin out of my body first. So I always say like everything else gets pushed to the back of the bus.
So your absorption goes down too. If we're not absorbing our nutrients because our gut is a mess, then you're not going to be able to have healthy looking hair, healthy looking skin, metabolism being elevated.
And the inflammation, you can speak onto this, more than I can, the amount of disease and things when a body is inflamed is scary to me. And I noticed a lot of inflammation in my body if I drank. And it didn't matter if I drank 2 glasses of wine or 3 clean margaritas. Also, I think it's so funny when people are like, organic margarita. I'm like, no, it's a toxin. It is ethanol.
It makes you feel better at nighttime.
And the reality is it was so hard for me, for my brand and my business to cut it out, because I have always like prided myself on being the relatable trainer. Like I was a trainer who still had a margarita or still had dessert or still had French fries. And so I didn't want to be that person that was like, oh, I don't drink. But I found other ways to still be relatable, and I like mocktails and alcohol-free beer.
And the fact that you still have a dessert, here and there. It's the moderation, but lots of times alcohol, if we cannot have it in moderation, that's it is truly the best thing.
Yes, it is the best thing. And I'm very real with my clients, and I really say that if I could get most women to just stop drinking, their body composition will change so fast.
100%.
And a lot of times, unfortunately, we're not honest with ourselves of how much we're actually drinking.
That's why, there are these great apps that people can have that actually records what they're drinking. I like that. I also like for like my business people, because they're going out Monday through Friday and they're entertaining, and it's part of that social atmosphere.
It is.
So then we talk about like, hey, a glass of water in between a drink. If you're not at the point where you're ready to give it up yet. Or write down on your calendar the days that you're going to let yourself drink, because otherwise you look back and say, when's the last time I haven't had a drink?
Right.
And that's where it gets scary. Right.
Yeah. And my husband is, more work dinners than I have. And when I stopped drinking, he just kind of naturally didn't drink as much, and was only drinking at like work events. And then he's like, well, I like these like alcohol-free beers. And he is now, he's like, I don't even know. Actually, I looked back on the calendar. I was like, it was December. So he's now like almost 7 months.
Awesome. I love it.
And his body, oh my gosh.
Has it changed? Oh, of course it changed a ton. Men always change a ton so fast.
I am like, oh my goodness. Like literally all you did was continue your workouts. And continue eating protein, and you cut out alcohol, and you have a lower body fat percentage than you did when you were a high school wrestler?
Isn't
That
that
is
crazy?
wild.
Yes, I know. I always love it. I like that Instagram we're seeing right now, like a man and woman get on a scale.
Yes, yeah.
And then the woman's doing everything right for 4 weeks. And the man, he like made one change and down 10 pounds. And the woman gets on and it's the same. But I'm like, don't pay attention to the scale. Get on your in body. Do some other things too. But it is so true.
Yeah.
But that's why we love, perimenopause, menopause, helping them. Yeah. So a lot of women feel overwhelmed or even afraid to start again after 40. What do you say by somebody kind of paralyzed by all the different fitness advice out there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Yes. There's a lot. One of my little rules of thumb is start with 10 minutes.
Yes.
Literally 10 minutes.
I used to say 7.
Okay.
I used to do a number.
I'm always like, start with 10 minutes. Set your timer for 10 minutes. Even if you get this full workout that I give you and it's paralyzing, it's overwhelming, start with 10 minutes. And if after 10 minutes you aren't feeling it anymore, quit. Give yourself permission to quit and try again the next day.
Yes.
And I still use that. I mean, I don't rely on motivation because I don't always have it.
No.
So some days I am like, I do not want to work out, and I set my timer for 10 minutes. And there's sometimes I'm like, I'm done. I'm just not feeling it, or else I continue. Yes. But also I would really say, like, make sure you're finding somebody that is a reputable trainer that 100%. Knows what they're doing. We're not following, I always call them circus moves because I see it all the time. Like, I can't unsee the circus moves on Instagram, but things that are safe, things that are, the goal is for you to build muscle. Yes. And I know a lot of times women hate that word. They are like, I don't want to build muscle. I don't want to get bulky.
Not bulky.
Yes, right.
Definition.
Yeah, definition. And when they come to me, they're like, I want to get toned. Well, you can't take, a muscle and make it toned. You have to have the muscle there. So we really do need to build the actual muscle. We need more of it.
Absolutely.
And it's hard. It's harder to build muscle in middle age. Nobody is going, trust me. If you follow my program, you're not probably going to get bulky. That takes a whole lot more food than we're willing to eat. Absolutely. It takes a whole lot more protein than we're, willing to eat. And so really starting somewhere, with that. Also, in my program, we have 4 strength training workouts a week. You don't have to do all 4. You can do 2. You can do 3. Set a goal for yourself that is realistic. If you haven't picked up a weight in 2 years, 10 years, 4 strength training workouts a week is not a place to start.
I love it. I was reading about your program. You also have a day of yoga in there.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I think that is so cool because I love the stretching aspect. I think it creates long lean muscles too. In addition with that, so I think that's fantastic.
For sure. And the mobility as we get older, our mobility just decreases. So I'm not the yoga trainer. I have somebody that does the yoga in my program because I'm bad at yoga. I'm the one that really needs the yoga. Just as I've gotten older and, my mobility has gone down from years of weight training, I just feel like it's very important. And I wanted somebody that was in the program is doing it so that she knows then what we need to go along with what we've been doing.
I think that is so cool. And
it really compliments. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things is too for us is we're always like, we can't be good at everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I love that you're bringing somebody in.
Yeah.
And same for us too. We can't be good at everything. And that's why we love, there's tons of good, functional providers around we talk about. And I love how supportive our communities can be. And sharing patients is always fun too.
Yeah.
Or clients, whichever one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You challenge the idea that long punishing workouts are the only way to see results. Why is this mindset so pervasive, and how do you help women shift out of it?
Yeah. For so long, we've been sold the more is better for decades and decades and decades, right? And the thing is, when we get older, we don't have the time. You know what I mean? You think, oh, my kids are older. I have time for this now. But you really don't. I mean, we're spending, I don't know how old your kids are, but I've spent hours in the car.
Hours in the car.
Hours in the car.
Driver.
Yes, I'm an Uber driver. So first of all, we need workouts that are shorter, but also designed to be effective. Yes. And really flipping that script on sweat does not measure the effectiveness. Right. The amount of sweat does not measure. The amount of burn does not measure the effectiveness, or the amount of soreness in the next day does not actually measure the effectiveness. Actually, if you can't walk for days, you're probably not fueling correctly, right? Because your body's not recovering.
No, not hydrating well.
Yes. Yeah. So really educating women to flip the script.
Yes.
It's so hard because
Mhm.
what we've been sold, just like, our moms probably dieted and dieted and
Oh, I
dieted.
watch that constantly. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and over exercised or didn't exercise at all, or it was this roller coaster. And, my ultimate goal is I don't want you to have to think about this.
Yes.
I don't want you to even open Instagram anymore and wonder what you're doing
Yes.
is correct. I want you to know, like, I'm so educated. I know exactly what my body needs. And I don't have to wonder if I'm doing the right thing anymore, because now I know, now I do it, I feel it, and it becomes a true lifestyle change. That's my ultimate goal. Like, I want people to sign up for my program. That's a session. But like, the best compliment I can get is I'm still lifting.
Yes.
I'm still changing my body.
I love it. And I do think trusting who you're seeing is so important.
Yes, for sure.
If you are going to pay money or even spend time to be with somebody, trust them.
Right.
And because I'll tell you, we are, professionals. We know what we're doing. We spend a lot of time studying. We practice it ourselves. And whether it is a trainer, a provider, give them a certain amount of time, trust them, and then turn off the Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't Google. Don't chat GPT.
Don't chat GPT. A workout.
Because it wasn't personalized for you.
Yes.
I do like how your workouts are 40 minutes, correct?
40 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so what is so funny about me, and we recorded something a while ago about, I don't have an hour lots of times because I need that last 15, 20 minutes to get my shower done before the kids wake up or wherever it is in my day. I don't have enough minutes in the day. And so when I leave and a trainer's like looking at me like, I see you leaving earlier, makes a comment on the microphone. I'm like, I feel so terrible. I'm like, hey, I'm here. I have 40 minutes. I can, most days, there's some days it's impossible, but so I love the program that yours is 40 minutes. I feel like anything over than that, it's just lost on me. So I think that's great.
Yeah. Most of my women do, well, not most, but a lot of my women do it in their pajamas.
See, I like that even more because I have to go downstairs to get equipment or, and wake up my kids on the squeaky stairs.
Yeah. And, like, most gyms are 15 minutes away, like 15 minutes driving, check in, you're literally 40 minutes done.
From start to end. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So let's get into the strong fall reset.
Yeah.
What makes this program different from all the kind of quick fixes and trendy workouts?
Yeah, for sure. It is completely science, backed program. So when I program, I literally map every single thing out. I know exactly what muscle groups we're working, whether we're working them, a little bit of trainer jargon here, in the shortened position, in the long position, reps, tempo, and we're not doing things that are random every week. I always say, if a runner wants to get good at running, they run. They're not going to go do something else. If we want our kids to go be a better baseball player, they're going to swing the bat, not the hockey stick. So just like that with strength training, we progress it. We're not changing it up all the time. If you want your shoulders to look good, then you better be working your shoulder from the front delt, the lateral delt, the side delt, all the different areas of your shoulder for it to look good and to function well, as well as unilateral moves. So our body naturally, especially after having babies, we have so many muscle imbalances. So I'm working everything unilaterally. We're moving in different planes. We're not, only moving forward and backward. We're moving side to side. And so really having all of those components in a training program, as well as progressing via sets, reps, tempo changes, holds, all of those things. It has it all. In addition to that, I do provide some nutrition in there as well. So we have the Daily 4 Nutrition Framework, which is my framework that I use within my program. And then we have the 40-20 anchors that are kind of the anchors of the strong method.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
So what do you do, I guess, this is kind of off the cuff, but if somebody has an injury and they want to join your program, do they give you information?
Yes, for sure. For sure. There's some injuries that we're like, you know what, you probably need to wait it out. You probably need to like work with your PT a little bit. But most injuries, if they're coming off of it, they're like, I can't go fully down on a lunge. Okay, great. Like, let's make that our goal. But I'm going to give you, so I have an app. My program is completely delivered in an app. Awesome. So they can message me at any time.
Okay.
And if they say, this doesn't feel right, what can I do instead? I give them substitutions.
Perfect.
I give them, and a lot of times, so I deliver my workouts on Zoom at 5:45 in the morning.
Okay.
I have hundreds of members.
Okay.
Not all of them get on at 5:45.
Okay.
Only a very small sample
So
size.
it's recorded and then you can do it any other time?
It's recorded and then it's put in the app.
Okay.
But the reason why I still do this is so very important, is because I have a large enough sample size that I probably see every bad form mistake on that live video that I'm able to really correct form and give feedback throughout the whole entire workout.
That's pretty cool. I don't know any other.
Yes, I know. It is
great.
kind of like, you know, what is mainly different, you know, from mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So neat.
Yeah. Going back to what makes also it different in the Strong Fall Reset, really any of my programs, they follow a lift to lean protocol.
Okay.
So first we are lifting to build strength, to build that muscle tone, and then we are lifting to build lean muscles. So then so it's 2 4-week cycles. So it's more lift, build, strengthen, and then we go into more metabolic lifting to then shed the fat, increase the intensity, and see that muscle tone.
I think that's amazing. That sounds like what a lot of us need.
Yes, yeah.
How do you balance strength training with recovery in your program?
Yeah. So the yoga.
Okay.
The yoga is really great. Also, one of the anchors that I have, and if you're a woman who loves a checklist, literally you open your app every day and it has exactly what you do. Your 40 minutes of strength training, your 20 minutes of walking, help you recover, mindset, all of that. Then it has your nutrition habits as well.
So you have your mindfulness in there too, because stress and stress is so important.
And I always say I would really rather your 20 minutes of walking be outside, because I truly believe that God gave us the sun. It's the best medicine.
Leave your
we can have.
Sunglasses off if you can.
Yes.
Get in the sunlight.
Yes. So really having that time where they're walking, and you talk about optimizing your workout. Even better if you can recover from your workout with a walk. I mean,
so cool.
Right there,
I love that.
Yeah. And so rest is built in. I'm not for pushing workouts every single day. I did that at one point in my life. It wasn't good.
No.
It didn't get me anywhere. So your rest days are built in. You can obviously, switch them around how we need them, but rest days are built in. Yoga is built in. It's all built in.
I love that.
Yeah.
What does lasting change look like beyond those 8 weeks for your clients?
Yeah. So most of them become a VIP member. So that's my membership community. So I basically run 5 of these sessions a year is what I do. And, there's I'm getting ready to finish my summer shred right now. And then in September, we will start the Strong Fall Reset. And
so it starts on September 1st. September 1st.
First on Labor Day. And so, there's a gap there. But if you made it to the end of this last session, you don't want a gap. So then they become a VIP and they're in.
So what does that look like? You give them, they still continue workouts then?
Yeah. They still continue the workouts. They do all the sessions. They're just in. It just becomes their workout program. They're not looking anymore. They're not dating workout programs anymore. This is the program for them, and that's when they enroll into my membership. And it really is, I say, it's that step of becoming that person you want to be, because now it's a lifestyle. You have these 40-20 anchors that you're doing every single day. It just becomes a lifestyle. I have women who have been with me since 2020. I have 30 of the 40 people that signed up in 2020 are still with me, and they're funny. They're like, I don't even look, I literally just open my app and I'm like, I know the exact workout to do today. You don't have to search on Peloton for a ride. You don't have to search on YouTube. Okay, the next workout's up. Today's an arm day. That's what I'm going to do. I'm done. Close out the app and I'm on with my day. It literally becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, that says a lot about you and your program.
The
fact that you've had 30 out of 40 a day. Even having memberships through our practice, that's very impressive. So you should be proud. Yeah,
thank you.
If someone is listening and thinking, is it too late for me to get strong again? What would you say?
No, absolutely not. I have probably one of my most proudest things in my program is I have 4 mother-daughter combos.
Oh, so cool.
Women our age that were like, hey, I'm going to bring my mom on. What do you think about her lifting? And I'm like, this is the best gift your mom can give you and your kids. A grandma that 100%. Is fit, can move, can get up. Just the thinking about getting up off of the ground. What does it take? It takes single leg strength or squatting, horse strength to get up and down from the ground when we're older. We don't want that to be hard. I had a client that had a foot surgery, and it was so funny. She was like, oh my gosh, I hate it when you tell us we have to do single leg squats. She goes, but I could get on and off the toilet without using anything when I had surgery.
Which that's a gift in itself.
A gift in itself.
Yes.
And, you know, clients who are recovering from surgery. So it's not too late. In fact, tomorrow is going to, you know what I mean? Like you need to start now. 100%. Because the one thing that everybody who joins my program says is, I wish I would have started sooner, because they were intimidated. They were overwhelmed. But like, we really do walk you through it. We really do break it down for you. If you're like, hey, Hollie, send me a message on the app. Hey, Hollie, I started 4 workouts a week is overwhelming. Yes. What workouts should I prioritize? I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. I only have 20 minutes. What can I cut out of the workout? Great. Something is better than nothing is literally the mentality I teach all my women. Like, you have to do something.
I love that, because we talk a lot about meeting people where they're at.
Yes.
Because if I come at you and I'm like, here, we're going to change up your diet, we're going to change up your exercise, your sleep. I don't want you drinking anymore. I don't want you having any sweets. That's extremely overwhelming. And you may say to me, Brandy, I don't want to do any of that, but we're going to start at small little places for you. And we're going to meet you where you're at. And there's no judgment according to that. I can tell from you, there's none from you either.
Yes.
So I think that's wonderful. So you guys will have information below that you can check out and get all of Hollie's contact information and check out her website, follow her on her Instagram. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming out here. It's been so nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you for having me, and especially in person. I work behind the computer screen all day.
I know.
When she was like, do you want to come in? I'm like, yes,
get me out of here.
I do.